out. I couldn't feel the same anymore, but darling, I'm feeling it now.
Hello. Thank you, Thelma. Okay. All right. I thought I'd come on earlier tonight because I'd like to catch a movie with the family a little bit later. Oh, I wish you could actually be here because the smell going through the house at the moment is just beautiful. Mel, when he makes soup, which he did because he went off to the shop today. He walked over and he bought all these vegetables, and they're mainly greens, so different types of greens. And he's made this huge pot full of soup, and it just smells beautiful, beautiful. But I know, and I think it's a joke, that if you see your mother with a pot of the large pot out and she's cooking on the stove, then you know what you're going to have for the next 2-3 nights of dinner, right? Because there's so much left over. And especially because we don't have bread with our soups anymore. We used to have bread, but now it's we just have the soup, and that's sufficient. So I tell you, it just smells beautiful. Anyway, so that's later tonight. So today I thought I would just touch upon the area of oils. Now, I've actually said in a few of my posts about don't cook with polyunsaturated oils, basically because of the high industrial processing that they do with it, and they tend to how they extract the oils in the first place, and then it's constantly refined, and there's sugar upon sugar, different types of sugar, of course, probably corn syrup and everything else, but it's not really vegetable oil at all that you're cooking with. But hey, who's not guilty? I mean, who's guilty of actually using vegetable oil, canola oil, peanut oil, sesame seed oil, all those things throughout their years? And me, I used to cook a lot with vegetable oil and canola oil until I saw the light. Okay, and that light is basically just cooking with real butter, not margarine, not those seeded oils. Olive oil, much better, and that's fine. So I thought I'd just share a little bit about vegetable oils and are they healthy and things. So I'll put a link to the article that I'm actually going to read a little excerpt from. But vegetable oils are basically, if you eat out, chances are that your food is cooked in or doused with some type of vegetable oil. So if you buy packaged goods like crackers, chips, cookies, there's a very good chance that vegetable oils are in the ingredient list. And if you buy spreads like dips and dressings, margarine, shortening, or mayonnaise, the likely ingredient that's in it, vegetable oils. So is that a good thing or not? You know, so let's have I'll show you a short little video. It's about 3 minutes long about how they actually make canola oil and things. So I haven't seen this myself. I think I've seen one other video, but I'm not quite sure whether this is the one I saw. So it's about 3 minutes long, but I'll just keep scrolling down at this particular article. So what are vegetable oils? Okay, So in a technical sense, vegetable oil include all fats from plants. However, in common usage, vegetable oil refers to the oil extracted from crops like soya, canola, rapeseed, corn, and cotton. So is olive oil a vegetable oil? What about palm oil and coconut oil? Well, technically, yes. These oils come from plants, so they are vegetable oils, but they originate from the fruit or the nut rather than the seed, and it's easier to extract. Okay, so basically, I think there's like this huge debate as to, what, vegetable oil, and obviously when you have that industry sort of coming out with their own material as to like why it's so good and why it's healthy, then any sort of other contradictory or conflicting information can be sort of like, well, where did you get your facts from? And I'm all confused now about what's going on. But I will now share my screen. Let me go on to this so that we can have a look at what this canola oil and how it's made up of. Okay.
Canola oil is a commonly used type of cooking oil. It's derived from the seed of the canola plant, which North American farmers have been years now. The plant blooms in the summer, producing bright yellow flowers. Farmers harvest the seeds from pods, which form after those flowers die off. Canola oil is one of the healthiest cooking oils. Compared to olive, sunflower, and soybean oils, it has the lowest level of saturated fat, 7%. It also contains more healthy omega-3 fatty acids and is high in monounsaturated fat, which lowers cholesterol. When the canola seed arrives at the processing factory, it contains foreign material, mostly plant pieces. So the first step is to clean the seed in a vibrating sieve. The seeds, smaller than the openings in the sieve's mesh, fall through to a conveyor below. The foreign material remains on top. A conveyor moves it to a storage bin, where it's collected for sale as cattle feed. The seeds pass by a magnet. It removes any metal that may have fallen in during the journey from field to factory. Next, the seeds enter a roller mill. They pass between two steel rollers, which crush them into thin flakes. A conveyor then feeds the flakes into a screw press. It has a large revolving screw-shaped shaft enclosed within a slotted cage. As the shaft turns, its threads squeeze the flakes with high pressure, forcing out the oil, which then drains out through the slots. 42% of canola seed is oil. This screw press extracts nearly 3/4 of that. The remainder is still trapped in the pressed flakes, now referred to as canola cake. The cake exits the other end of the press and moves on to a second extraction. This one, a 70-minute wash with a solvent. This chemical extraction process removes all but a trace of oil. The factory then grinds the cake into protein-rich meal that it sells as animal feed. The extracted oil, stored in large tanks, now enters the refining phase. First, they wash the oil for 20 minutes with sodium hydroxide. During this wash cycle, they spin the oil at high speed so that the centrifugal force separates the natural impurities, which the factory later sells to soap manufacturers. After this cleaning process, the canola oil is visibly clearer. However, it still contains natural waxes, which makes it look cloudy. So the next step is to cool the oil to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. This thickens those waxes so that they can be filtered out. The waxes don't go to waste either. The factory uses them to produce vegetable shortening. In the factory's lab, technicians recreate production on a small scale to ensure performance and quality. Meanwhile, back in the factory, after washing and filtering the oil, they bleach it to lighten the color, then use a steam injection heating process to remove the canola odor. The oil is now fully refined and ready for bottling.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite. That is definitely something I haven't watched before, but it's basically just a conclusion that it's highly processed, that particular type of oil. So I don't use it. I find that I get enough from real butter and olive oil. Ghee, Ghee, I've also used, and lard, I think it's known as dripping before, but it's mainly butters and olive oil because it's less of that real refinement type of thing that a lot of the vegetable oil, canola oils come through. So if I was to actually make a suggestion here, because they say that some of this research is inconclusive, but I feel like somebody who actually does a low carb, high fat protein way of eating, then I would rather stick with more natural type of oils and things. So probably my suggestion is stop buying vegetable oils if you can. Just substitute them with a different type of fat, like I said, real butter or olive oil, and limit your vegetable oil intake, to see the type of dressing that I have. If I have any dressing on salads or vegetables, it's basically like melted butter and some salt and pepper, right? And then you could just season it with normal seasonings. The spread that we do use with meats, which are really nice, is mustard. The whole grain mustard, not really Dijon, shouldn't really, because I think there's like a bit of slightly higher sugar in that one. Or the Australian mustard, which is mild. The Old English mustard is quite hot, but you can have little bits on that one. But yeah, it's mainly the mustards that we would actually have if we wanted a spread at all, if we did at all. Otherwise, it's just when you cook your meats in those fats, the natural fats, and then of course you've got that, it's all melted in the frying pan. Just drizzle that back over your meat, and just eat it, because it's usually quite tasty by then. And your taste buds actually do change when you get used to what you're eating, and you're not eating a whole lot of processed type of food, and and things that's already got tons of ingredients that you've never really heard of before. Then your taste buds actually really want to have something fresh and things. When you're going out, try to ask for olive oil and vinegar for your salad, rather than and usually I used to ask for just the dressing on the side, because I don't like it when they totally drench it. It's like mainly just the sauce, the dressing that you're tasting, rather than the actual salad thing. Cut out baked goods and snacks, because they usually cooked, usually contain a lot of vegetable oils. And if you have to use a vegetable oil, then basically what it's suggesting here is use some kind of monounsaturated fat. So yeah, but I as I said, just stick with real butter, and olive oil, extra virgin olive oil if you can, and things. So that's probably, so I tend to side with the fact that no, polyunsaturated oils, no. Nope. Monounsaturated oils, Yes, and real butter and things. So they've made a big difference. Okay, so that's probably all I wanted to actually share with just that bit. I'll put a link. I think I'm going to put a link to a different type of oil thing, because this is basically just, it almost sort of says that, you know, canola oil is actually really good, but you can just see there, it's just totally refined and processed. Ugh. Okay, so it's not really natural. All right, there you go. Saturday night talk about vegetable oils. All right, I will catch you tomorrow, and maybe we'll just pick something else. Something else that's quite different. Oh, and yes, last night in my challenge to sleep at least 8 hours, I managed 9.5. I went to sleep about 11:30, so that's actually quite late. But Saturday's sleeping. I slept in a bit, and so I didn't get up till 12, 1, 2. Well, here's my fingers again. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8:30 is when I woke up, because I turned the alarm off. And then, of course, I just, you know, lay in bed, basically just, you know, reading and things for a little while. So, and apart from that, just did a couple of lives today. Hope you caught my story. That took forever. Number one, I was really wondering as to what I was going to share as my something new, because I have been learning how to speak Ngana Samoa, and I was going to give my little speech. Maybe, I don't know whether somewhere else on that challenge it actually has something about sharing something else that you actually learnt. Maybe I will do a Samoa speech then. But that whole Samoa one I was learning today. I mean, I learnt a little bit maybe about a few weeks ago, and then I sort of stopped. But I thought, no, how about if I do that? Because one, it combines music. Two, it's a bit of an entertainment. And just that took me ages. And of course, I don't have a bear, which is that 2-piece, but I found something that's similar. So the skirt part, the bottom part, is actually a really long dress that came up to here. And the other top is one of these old tops. I can't even remember where I actually got it from. And it looked a little bit like a bear. So I put that on, and then I was just listening to how they sort of say about a Samoa Seven, you know, have your hair up, and I thought, you know, Samoans love their bright red lipstick. So I thought I'll put that one on. And then I was just trying to get the moves. So, you know, because my hands, but so I don't know, maybe I probably could actually, yes, I could definitely improve on that, but I thought, no, that was just taking me so long. I've got to just get it out. So tomorrow's challenge, I think, what is tomorrow's challenge? Let me just take a quick little look. I'm going to put Thelma back on. Hang on. While I take a look. In the afterglow, I feel you moving into my life, and this time I won't let you go. Okay, it says do a little self-care. I should really think about that. Self-care. But the next one is actually a 24-hour detox from social media. So I'm going to have to, and I'll do it tomorrow because I'm going to, you know, spend time with family and watch a movie. But I'm going to have to record something so I can set it up for just to show, you know, in the video. So I've got my consistent daily videos on my page. Yeah, so I'll think about that one. Yeah, but it should be good. I hope you guys are enjoying the Daily June challenge. It's actually really good. And I had a thought about what else to actually put in there as a challenge. And I think it might have to do with, like, maybe cooking, you know, cooking something. So we'll see how we actually go with that, I think. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Enjoy your long weekend. Of course, I'll catch you tomorrow. But yeah, have a great Sunday and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Okay, bye-bye.